Laura Thompson, the wife of Daniel, lived under the quiet mask of Maple Falls grace. But in the wake of Sarah's disappearance, her carefully curated life began to crack. Detectives uncovered troubling evidence. Late-night drives Laura never explained, one of which aligned with the exact night Sarah vanished. A gas station attendant remembered her at 1 a.m., shaking, buying nothing but latex gloves. Laura denied the account, brushing it off as coincidence. Yet her absence from community vigils, her retreat from church, and her nervous behavior painted a darker portrait. Was she simply a betrayed wife or a woman hiding blood on her hands? In Maple Falls, coincidence had become a word synonymous with guilt, and the whispers about Laura only grew louder. Emily Carter was once Sarah's closest friend, but friendship, when mixed with secrecy, often twists into something darker. Hidden in an attic, investigators uncovered drafts of unsent letters Emily wrote to Sarah. One stood out: "You've made a fool of me, Sarah, and I won't be humiliated again." The note was dated just 3 days before Sarah disappeared. Emily claimed she left Maple Falls because grief consumed her. But her silence, her absence from every vigil, and her sudden relocation told another story. Flight, not mourning. Was Emily running from loss or from the crime itself? The town no longer saw her as a grieving friend, but as someone with something to hide. 20 years later, a cold case team searched Sarah's childhood home during renovations. What they found would reopen the case. Beneath loose floorboards lay a small metal box containing photographs, receipts, and torn journal pages. One line chilled investigators. "They both want me gone. Laura, because of Daniel, and Emily because I betrayed her trust. If anything happens to me, look to them." But tucked alongside the pages was something even stranger. A business card from a private investigator, with the words, "Meet me Friday. I have what you asked for. Friday." The very night Sarah vanished. If Sarah was planning to meet someone that night, did she ever arrive? Did the investigator betray her? Or was he the only person who knew the truth? The box suggested Sarah wasn't just a victim of passion or jealousy. She may have uncovered something much bigger, something others wanted buried. The case was no longer a triangle of betrayal. A fourth shadow now loomed, an unnamed investigator who may have held the final piece of the puzzle. Laura's silence feels less like grief, more like concealment. Emily's absence seems less like mourning, more like escape. And Daniel remains a man entangled in whispers of guilt. But the box beneath the floorboards proves one thing beyond doubt. The question that still haunts Maple Falls. Who silenced her? And how far would they go to keep Maple Falls' darkest secret buried? The metal box found beneath Sarah's childhood home revealed the existence of a private investigator. His name, Charles Grayson. At the time, Grayson was known for uncovering corporate fraud and exposing small-town scandal. Cold case detectives tracked down old records from Grayson's office. Among them, a thin, water-damaged folder labeled Whitmore. Inside, fragments of reports, including photographs of Daniel Thompson meeting a man outside Maple Falls. The images were grainy, but the dates matched the weeks leading up to Sarah's disappearance. Grayson's notes hinted that Daniel was involved in something beyond an affair, possibly illegal drug distributions linked to the hospital's pharmacy records. But here's the twist. Charles Grayson himself disappeared just weeks after Sarah. His body was never found. His office left abandoned. 2 people vanish in the same month. Sarah Whitmore and Charles Grayson. Were they connected? Or was silencing him part of the same cover-up? While Laura Thompson continued to deny involvement, new testimony painted a more sinister image of a devoted wife. A retired nurse finally spoke out. She recalled Laura showing up at the hospital late one evening, demanding to see Sarah. Witnesses described their voices raised, Laura's words sharp enough to cut. "If you ruin this family, I'll ruin you." But that wasn't the only sighting. Records from a nearby motel revealed Laura checked into a room the very night Sarah disappeared, under a false name. When confronted, Laura said she needed time away from Daniel. Yet the motel was less than a mile from where Sarah's abandoned car was found. Too close. Too convenient. Laura's alibi was no longer an alibi. It was a red flag. If she had no involvement, why lie about where she had been? Emily Carter's role remained shadowy. She had left Maple Falls abruptly after Sarah's disappearance, never returning. Detectives uncovered a train ticket purchased under her name, but not heading far away, as everyone believed. The destination: the very city where Charles Grayson's office was located. The same city Sarah's business card had come from. And in an old storage unit Emily once rented, a single box remained. Inside, a voicemail tape labeled Sarah, final. On the recording, Sarah's trembling voice. "Emily, please, if anything happens to me, don't let them twist the truth. You know who it is. Don't be afraid to speak." But the tape cut off before a name was mentioned. Why did Emily keep the tape hidden? Why did she never come forward, even after Sarah begged her not to stay silent? Did Emily protect someone or herself? Emily's sudden disappearance from town now looked less like grief and more like strategy. Was she protecting Sarah's killer or escaping them? By episode 5, the web of lies is wider than anyone imagined. Charles Grayson, the investigator, uncovered something about Daniel and vanished. Laura, the loyal wife, placed herself near the crime scene with a false alibi. Emily, the best friend, may have held Sarah's final message and chose silence. The journal, the box, the photographs, they all point to one truth. Sarah was not just a nurse caught in an affair. She was a woman who discovered something Maple Falls was never meant to know. And someone, maybe more than one, ensured she would never speak again. The question remains: who buried the truth with Sarah Whitmore, and who is still alive to keep it hidden?